Hey guys, I'm Tanner Ward with freehomeoffer.com.
I'm Glenn Walls with Can Do Realty Solutions.
Awesome. So we want to talk to you guys about how to get into private lending. So the title today is Private Lending, Make Your Money, Make You Money. So what is private lending? What are the fundamentals? How do you guys get into it? Well, Glenn, tell us what private lending is.
Private lending is something that you can get into very easily. You've already got the money sitting around in your CDs, your bank accounts, 401ks, IRAs. These are all things, hence private money. These are things that we're going to tell you about that we can get you involved with. Right, Tanner?
Yeah, so more specifically, it's like an individual who funds the purchase of a rehab and the purchase price of a home in our topic, because we're talking specifically about real estate, either via cash or their retirement accounts to earn higher than average returns than a bank CD or something like that. So one question that we get all the time is, what is a way that we can get involved in real estate without having to go full-time in real estate? Most of us have full-time jobs. So how can we get into it? Well, this is one perfect way. A lot of people that are involved in real estate do private lending as a way to do it part-time or passively so that they don't have to be full-time in real estate. And on top of that, there's types of social responsibility in it. Glenn, you want to kind of go over some of the social responsibility that there might be involved?
Absolutely. With your social responsibilities, you can actually help re-beautify your neighborhood, your city. You may have seen some rundown houses, even churches, community centers that have been sitting dilapidated for a while. They're being vandalized. They're being vagrants taking them over, and people are actually taking private money and bringing these back to better than before. I guess situations that are actually better for the community.
Absolutely.
So it's basically socially responsible and just a way that actually a great way to use private money.
Absolutely. So these neighborhoods get run down, investors come get private money from you guys, and they go revitalize these neighborhoods to make a profit. So it's socially responsible for the investor, for you guys. It's a win-win-win all around.
What are some good examples?
So some great examples are like the Plaza District, the Paseo Arts District, the Mesa Park District. There's tons of areas in Oklahoma City specifically that are being revitalized right now, and they're becoming the hot areas, the places that are hip to be, that people want to be and want to move. And as a result, it's becoming a beautiful area, and it's a hot area. It's high priced now just because of all the demand for it.
Yeah. So much of that couldn't have been done without private money.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So we kind of want to show you a couple slides about private lending, kind of some fundamentals so you guys know what we're getting into. Glenn, if you want to hit the lights over there.
Let's do it.
So guys, how does your bank make money? First, they borrow the money from some subprime. Then they lend it out at a higher rate, so they make the cash flow in between. They make that difference. But you guys are cutting out the middleman, which is awesome because you're going straight from your IRA or your account in cash or bank CD, whatever it is that you guys have, and you're lending it directly to the investor. So you guys are making a large spread. So if you're lending at 8%, you guys are getting a full 8% return. So Glenn, what is a private money loan?
Some of these things we talked about, these are loans that are secured by real estate, such as your 401ks, your IRAs, your savings, securities, protections. Then you have right here at the bottom, predictable income streams. Your rates do not fluctuate, and they are straightforward terms.
Awesome, Glenn. Awesome. So next, you guys can invest with most of your retirement accounts. So you see a 401k up there, a self-directed IRA, profit sharing, KEOG plan. There's tons of ways. It's all tax deferred. So when you lend out of your IRA, that money goes back into your IRA. That 8% return, all tax free.
Awesome.
So going forward, what's the process, Glenn?
Well, you as the lender, you lend it out, and it is secured by some of the loans documents that we mentioned before. We in turn purchase the home, we rehab the home is sold, and you get your principal and interest back in full.
Now guys, keep in mind, this is assuming the investor is going to do a flip. Now there are long-term loans where they might decide to do a 15, 20, or 30-year loan with you guys, and you guys get that percent the entire time. So going forward, how do these investors find these houses? Well, they do all sorts of marketing. They do internet marketing. They do direct mail to probate, pre-foreclosures, all the free and clear lists. They do other stuff, such as bandit signs, door hangers. They go door knock. There's all sorts of ways that these investors are finding these awesome deals that are 70% or less of their actual value, so you guys are secure in an equity position.
It's the only way we buy.
So we want to go over kind of an example just real quick so that you guys can kind of see an idea of what an investor will do. So you see 3636 Conway Avenue up here. The purchase price was $95,000. So then we're going to move on over to the numbers. Glenn, you want to talk to them about the numbers?
Absolutely. Purchase price of $95,000, the rehab cost of $68,000, total invested $163,000. Private lender, $163,000 at 8% for 6 months. Your interest, $6,520 for just 6 months.
That is 6 months, guys. So keep in mind, that's a short-term loan. So you guys can do long-term loans and make that for 15, 20, 30 years, depending on how you want to structure it. That's awesome, guys. So what are the benefits of lending to us or lending to other people? You get that higher interest rate. You get title insurance on the loan, so you guys are protected from any title defects. You're secured by a deed of trust or a mortgage, depending on the state you're in. So it's 100% protected, so you guys are in a first lien holder position, meaning that you guys are the first to collect if anything should happen. And there are also short-term notes and there are long-term notes, so there's a lot of flexibility in it with us, or with anybody that you lend to. So what is the difference between private lending and traditional savings, Glenn?
Well, as you can see here with traditional savings, you can get a whole whopping $500 over 2 months at a 2% rate versus 8% with a private money loan, $2,000. 4 months, $1,000 versus $4,000. 6 months, $1,500 versus $6,000. That's a big difference using private money, using your money as private money versus letting it sit in a bank or CD.
So guys, that's significant. You guys are making a ton more on your investment there. So how do you guys profit? Well, you can set it up any way that you want. There's a lot of flexibility and how the investor sets it up. You can either get monthly payments, quarterly payments. You can get it semi-annually, or you can receive one large payment as a lump sum, which can be better in some instances because you collect interest on that entire amount the entire time.
That's right.
So how much do you need to invest? Well, with us, our loans start as low as $25,000, but they can increase depending on your comfort level. So we want to give you kind of an example of an entry-level loan. So $25,000 is probably rehab on a house. If you loan that to us for a year at 8%, you're going to make $2,000, whereas bank CD at 3% for 1 year is only going to be $750. Now imagine just doing several of those with us. You guys are going to end up making a lot of money with us or with anybody that you lend to doing private money, as opposed to a bank CD or potentially the volatility of the stock market. So how are you guys protected, Glenn?
You're protected with the promissory note. You're protected by the mortgage deed or trust, depending on where you're at, and the hazard insurance policy. Again, you are listed first. If something was to happen, if it burns down, a tornado picks it up and carries it off, you are paid by the insurance company as the individual that is basically owning this property, because you are providing private money on this. You are protected.
So that's awesome, guys. In the stock market, you go up when it goes up and you go down when it goes down. But with real estate, you have a straightforward fixed rate that is secured by an insurance policy. So you only take advantage of the ups. There are no downs in it.
Man,
that's awesome. So look at this guy's testimonial. This guy had no idea he could use his 401k to invest in real estate stuff or do private lending in real estate. And he was super excited that he had this type of investment that would protect his investment as well as have a tangible collateralized asset that he could drive by every day. So this guy said to us that this was an absolute no-brainer for him. I mean, you can't do that with stocks. You can't do that with a bank CD. You can't drive by the New York Stock Exchange. And if you do, you're going to get stuck in that heavy rush hour traffic.
That's right. He can't even wait for the next one.
So a little bit of a disclaimer, guys. We're not here to sell you any securities. You know, we're not telling you any financial advice. We're not telling you any legal advice.
Nope.
You know, go seek legal advice, financial
Please.
advice.
Yes.
If you want further information, we can help you out. We can help you find that information.
Yes.
But keep in mind, with this presentation, we are not giving you legal advice or financial advice.
That's right.
So Glenn, if you want to hit those lights. Awesome, guys. So I hope you guys learned quite a bit. You know, we do this stuff all the time. We use private money. We also borrow private money out of our IRAs. We borrow it out of other people's IRAs, so it's an awesome thing for everybody.
That's right.
Glenn, you have anything to add?
We just look forward to helping you out, helping you get some additional money in your pockets.
Awesome. So if you guys want to work with us, feel free to fill out the web form below, or you can go to Can Do Realty Solutions with Glenn or freehomeoffer.com. Hit one of us up. We're more than happy to help you guys out in any way we can. So give us a shout, and until next time, we can't wait to see you guys.
We're working with you soon.